Nicole really showed up, and Sad Meech is out, and I'm back. Big Brother After Show is next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I love it.
I love it too.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Big Brother After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We were taking some selfies before we were doing the teaser. I love it.
I didn't realize my hand was in the shot that much.
That's right. It's just me anyway. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr. and I'm here. You can follow me at James Lott Jr. everywhere in the world. You guys introduce yourselves. Next to me.
Hi guys, I'm Jonny Manganello. You can find me at Jonny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm at LoGrasso. That's just my name.
That's when you came out of the womb, your mom was like, at LoGrasso.
That's right.
And you guys can find me over on Twitter at Grants__rants. It's Grant Rutter.
That's right.
Oh, it's two underscores.
Two underscores.
How many times do I have to clarify this? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I follow
No,
you,
because
so I don't have
sometimes
to worry about it.
that's true. No,
No,
'cause
we used to
sometimes
call
they
you
don't.
that, though.
Sometimes
Yeah, we
they
used to
don't
call
on
them that,
here.
yeah.
Sometimes
Grants
it's
__
different.
rants.
Sometimes they leave one out. It's hard. I wish I could just get Grants Rants.
You
someday.
should be able to get that.
Yeah.
That's why
You
I
know
had to get
what?
the underscore.
I'll beat up Grant's Rants and say,
You
give
I
it
don't
to
know
him.
who at Grants Rants is, but
Did you tweet them? Because sometimes all it takes is just asking. The other Lauren
guess,
LoGrasso gave me her password and just let me like change it and,
Really?
and make my own account.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Wow.
that's crazy.
But we're
Well,
Facebook friends,
I
so
have
maybe
some
that's
work
why.
to do.
Wow. Hello, you guys. I just want to say, before we start, just in a quick, serious moment, thank you very much for all the love you sent me on the YouTube channel and here on the panel. My brother is passed, for you guys who don't know, and we laid him to rest yesterday. And that's why I'm back today, because I love this panel so much. All three of them have checked on me and have sent me texts and messages, and it means the world to me, and AfterBuzz has been really great. And my brother Max would want me to start and come back to life, and the real work begins for me now, trying to live my life without him. But I am glad to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
We
Thank
love
very
you
much.
so much, James.
Thank you. And you guys have just been so great, and it's been wonderful. So let's before we begin to what happened in the week, so he showed a commercial. CBS All Access, September 20th.
Yep.
Big Brother Over the Top.
That means it's going to be very under the top based off of how their twists work.
Oh God, yeah.
Big Brother, get ready for a takeover.
For those who
That's
haven't
good.
seen it, like me, I haven't seen it. What are
Yeah.
a few highlights?
Well, we don't know. So apparently
It's-
it's a new season,
Yeah.
kind of,
Oh,
but
it's
only
just like a
online.
generic. Is it just a generic?
They say
thing?
it's going to be new cast.
Half the
and
money.
No, but the promo.
Half the money.
When I saw that, half
It
the
was very
money.
generic. It was very just like
Oh, okay. I didn't-
CBS All Access, Over the Top. New guest Julie Chen's going to be on it apparently.
On it?
Well, wait, she's going to be.
She's gonna be in the-
But first,
you imagine?
She's going to be a house guest.
But first, I love to see her as a house guest.
How do you
Oh my
think-
gosh.
How do you think should be the question for the week
Wait.
on Twitter and Instagram and all the social media platforms? How do you think Julie Chen would do as
don't
a
have
house
it.
guest?
We don't have it.
He said it's coming.
Oh, it's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the
Okay.
talk, a couple seasons ago, they had all the women of the talk go into the house
Yeah.
before it started, and
Yeah.
they like did it. It was really tacky.
Yeah.
I think that's as close as we'll get to seeing Chen play the game.
I want to lock her in there.
I do too.
Let's get her in there and see what
I
happens.
want to get her in there.
If I ever am on Big Brother and I get evicted, I'm gonna run out the door, grab Julie, throw her in.
Yes.
But have you noticed
I'll help you.
they're holding the door open wider now?
Yeah,
so
they're
they can
holding it open
wave.
so they can scoop Juliana.
Good idea.
Good idea.
We
So,
had
I
it
mean,
first.
so how do we? I mean, it's December 20th, I guess. I mean, do you have to pay for it?
Can I tell you one
Yeah,
thing?
you have to pay for CBS All Access, but it's like $5.99 a month.
Well, when I read that at first, I was really tired, so I thought it said that it was $250. I'm like, fuck this. I am not paying for that. $250.
No, the cash prize at the
Yeah,
end.
no, I got it. And
Yes.
after I reread it.
But we should specify that because
Yeah.
some people at home might not know. Hey,
this is
Wormly
our friend
Jeff.
Jeff.
Wormly
Hey,
Jeff, you better
Jeff.
say hi.
What up, Jeff?
Don't try to sneak off to go schedule.
You guys can catch me on the Atlanta after show starting next week if you're interested.
Oh, Atlanta.
Oh, you
I like the black frame.
shameless little bitch.
Yeah.
He just plugged himself.
Jeff does all of our
Guys, I'm a
scheduling.
host. I'm a whore just like the rest of you.
That's right.
He
Hosts
said
are
catch him on the
whores.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. It's a,
Like
it's a
Real
show.
Housewives of
No, it's a
Atlanta?
new show starring
Atlanta.
starring the guy from Community who's Childish Gambino. I'm blanking on his name right now.
Donald Glover.
Oh, Donald
Yeah, Donald Glover. It's
Gloves.
his new series.
Okay.
It's supposed to looks really interesting. They have places all over the country with they have peaches in their mouth in the ads.
Wait,
That sounds
no
good.
awareness of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy.
We'll have to
Okay.
look it up.
You guys can look it up. So I just want to mention that. So you guys, I guess, if you guys are going to watch it, I don't know, let us know. I don't. It's a new option. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to watch it or not. I'm going to pay the $5.99.
I'm not
guess I
gonna
am.
mess around. I will be watching
Yeah, I
every
probably will be
episode.
too.
And the really
most
exciting
likely.
part about
Me
this new
too.
season they just announced yesterday is that all of the competitions and ceremonies will be broadcast. So we'll be able to watch them, I think, on the live feeds, which I don't know if
wow.
you've ever seen the live feeds at home, but basically they go down and you see fish or you see
Goldfish.
you see a goldfish.
You gotta go
A big one.
You see a big goldfish for the duration of the competitions, as well as the
The other parts.
the other parts.
No, this means that there's still a season 19 and 20 coming, right? That's something separate. They renewed
Yeah,
Big Brother
that's
for 2.
true.
So
That's
it's something
true.
separate, I
A
believe.
live,
So what is this, Big Brother 18.5?
I guess.
I hope so.
Right? Yeah, 0.5722. Yeah, everybody was saying. I think still there's 2 seasons coming up on.
That
actual
sucks
show.
that you don't get all the money.
Wait,
know.
Yeah.
who doesn't?
The people.
Oh yeah, I know.
I still take it though. So.
I'm sorry. I would hate to be on this Big Brother.
I was just
Yeah.
thinking the same thing. You're
Suck.
so like cut short. You're so like it's like yeah, you're on the show, but you're
because I already thought $500,000 was too little. Like people on Big Brother should definitely get $1 million.
I think so, too.
It's a huge show.
And it's a
It
huge
makes
commitment.
So much money. It makes so much money too. That
Oh,
they-
it's so
It
cheap.
does.
Easily do it.
All right. Also, how much do you think Julie
For them
Chen
to
gets
produce,
paid?
I meant.
Yeah.
It's
So,
probably
well,
pretty
she's
cheap.
married to
Oh,
Les
yeah.
Moonves.
What do you think she
CBS.
gets paid for a season of Big Brother, though?
Do you know?
No, I'm just wondering. I was thinking about it last night.
Oh, 7 million.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know how these things work.
I don't know
$7
either.
million?
Question,
I
'cause
would
she's
say
on-
$2 million.
She's a name, kind
Well,
of.
if she's been on from the beginning,
Let's
you
look
go
up her
up
net
every
worth
year.
right
So
now.
At this point, she must be making
Yeah, but
a couple. million.
wouldn't her
Yeah.
net worth be different because of who she's married to, or
Yeah,
does
I
that
know.
not matter for net worth? I don't know. I don't know
You'd
anything
still-
about
well,
finances.
You'd still go up. You'd still go
Yeah.
up each
But
season.
it's her net worth. Hold on, let me find this out.
So,
Doing
while
some
while
investigation.
looking at that,
Yeah.
just really
Analysis of Julie.
briefly, we do these shows. We have sponsors sometimes, so we can actually bring Big Brother and shows like this to you guys. And there's one right now because football is starting. I'm a big football fan.
Are you
I
really?
am a huge football fan. Remember we had this thing like last
Football
season?
scares
Okay.
me. I don't like concussions. I don't like violence, and I don't like masculinity.
I don't know, but I love.
Tell me about it, James. What is this?
So
Okay.
now plug it.
So let me plug it. No, actually, I love NFL. I love
watch either,
football.
but-
It's DraftKings.com. Actually, DraftKings has this thing where you can do fantasy football. So if football's your passion, you can totally go online. And if you know all the players, all the teams, you can set up your own fantasy football league. And you have a shot of winning $1 million. That's the top prize, $1 million, like Big Brother should be.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can make $1 million sitting at home, but the Big Brother people don't make $1 million.
Exactly. That's
Not
what you do.
please.
So but it's also just part of a $5 million in total prizes that they're giving out just in week 1. That's only week 1. So DraftKings.com is the destination for 1 week fantasy football. So you can do it for a week. You have to do it. You do every week. You do a different fantasy football. You don't have to do it every single for the whole season, as most fantasy football are. You play whenever you want. You play with the players you want. You just pick a contest, draft your players, and you follow your team live because you watch TV and you watch it. So go to DraftKings.com now. Choose your players. You could win some cash. That's just in week 1. Week 1 is coming up soon. Right now it's preseason. Week 1 is coming soon. Use the code BUZZ, B-U-Z-Z, and play for free with your first deposit. That's the code BUZZ. Play for free. Share of the $5 million.
Wow.
So that's DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com.
Well, maybe I'll play football now that I hear about the $1 million prize.
Okay, guys, Julie Chen's worth $8 million
Jesus.
total. How is
Yeah.
that even possible?
You thought $7 million per season.
Well, it seems like if she's having sex with the guy who owns the company, then she should be
she's
making
married
more.
to him.
I know.
Chat too says she's
but-
worth $8
There's
million
no
altogether.
guarantee
How
they're
much
having
is
sex.
he worth? I wonder.
That's all
That's
I'm
true.
saying.
That's true.
So they're saying it's okay. So they're saying the show's gonna be 10 weeks, no blackouts at all. Premieres at 9/28. Live eviction will be every Wednesday and it'll be available on demand the next day to rewatch.
And there's no blackouts
weeks
during
makes
live
sense.
No
eviction?
blackouts.
Well, I guess live eviction would just be the show because it's all access.
Right.
I get it.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
10 weeks. It's like it's a mini. It's
a
a
mini.
Big Brother mini.
Okay, I'll watch it.
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry. 10 weeks is still long. They should be getting paid at least $500,000. I'm
I'll give you that.
pissed.
I'll give you that. You pissed?
I'm pissed.
I'll give you that one.
I want the money out. I want the money out of the hands of the men in suits and in the hands of the big meaches of the world.
Well, let's get into it then, you guys. So, Sad
Big
Meech.
Meech.
went home.
Sad,
But before
sad
she went home, what was that whole crying fit again? I'm like, Jesus.
Which
She
one?
just-
oh,
one?
under the covers?
When under the
That was
covers,
hilarious.
and the camera swirling, and she's like, I'm going crazy. I'm like, oh my God.
But you know what? Here's the
Oh
thing.
my God.
I'm probably going to catch some hate for this, but I don't think Meech is a good player, but she kind of won me over a little bit in terms of like she's a mess. Like
I love it.
tweeted last night,
love
Big
it.
Meech
I can
is a
relate.
drunk, messy, stay-at-home
just say
mom,
that,
and I
just
live
say that.
for every second of it.
Yeah.
like
Yes.
her eviction,
Yes.
ripping people apart,
she
ripping
was.
Victor and Nicole apart as she's leaving the house. Like she tried to be dramatic, but like she couldn't even finish a sentence.
Yeah, it was
I just
mess.
thought it was so messy and perfect. I loved
Or
every
she's like the
second.
drunk aunt that hits on your hot friend.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what did she say? I'm
what
trying
a
to find this
mess.
out. She said Dan Giesling is my
Yeah, step cousin or third
Cousin-in-law?
cousin-in-law or
So
something.
Cousin-in-law. That was
So
it.
she said cousin. You guys know what she said online? Because I think it was cousin-in-law, right?
Why
Yeah.
would she say that out loud? Why
It was
does it
weird.
matter?
Dan Giesling is my cousin-in-law. And it's like, I was like,
It's like, cool, you still played a terrible
Right.
game.
What does that have to do with anything?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but I love her. I hope she comes back. She's a disaster, and I love
I
it.
thought she was really fun to watch. These past couple episodes I thought were really fun because of how crazy she was going. The thing, put on your microphone, Michelle. Put on your microphone.
When they start to spiral out of control, I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah,
Who
I know.
wouldn't? I mean, you literally can't write a note.
Yes,
You
I
can't
know.
make a phone call. I mean, what are you doing all day? I mean, anyone would just lose it. So I'm with her.
And then when we saw her mom, like, I get where it comes from
Yeah.
because her mom's also a mess. Like, they were like on the back deck of their home, and like her mom's like trying to form a sentence, but also cannot. I just thought the whole thing was fantastic television.
But I'm glad you brought. I want to bring up that they showed the family thing, which I love this kind of stuff. I'm a sucker for the family story.
Me too.
And I just was like, all these Latina families, I love it. Almost every parent had an accent. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
very interesting. That's very interesting. That this
I said that
season.
at the beginning of the season. I said it's a
Yeah.
diverse crowd, and
Yeah.
and it's like yes, and we talked about this on the chat roll and on the YouTube page. Like it's like a very like white diverse crowd.
Yes.
but obviously these people are coming from very different
I
backgrounds.
actually got in a
Yeah.
big fight with my boyfriend over this because
Oh.
he is there while I'm watching a lot of the time, and he gives me crap for watching Big Brother. It's been a big point of contention in our relationship. But besides that, he's like, oh well, my boyfriend's Samoan, so he's like, oh well, this isn't a very diverse crowd. I'm like, actually, I disagree with you because I think there's two Latino people. There's
There's two blacks.
but like he was saying, like the crowd that's in right now.
in
Oh,
Asia.
no.
There's an Asian guy.
yeah.
Isn't Paul like? Is he Arabic of some sort?
He's
And what was
he's Armenian.
And what was
Armenian.
Jose?
Okay.
Jose was Latina.
Yeah. So I'm like, I actually disagree with you. I'm like,
Latina.
could it be more diverse? Yes, but I think that there's a good level of diversity. I got really upset with him for that.
The only thing I had a problem with this whole season.
Age.
Age
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
factor.
From the beginning, I said the same. I think,
Yeah.
first of all, I think it was too young. That
Yeah.
Natalie, was she 23, 22?
Yeah, I know.
She's only 22.
And you know
Yeah.
how old Paul is? 23.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane. He's only 23.
Now, when it comes to the online version, that's
Yes.
when you could do something like that. I feel because those are the people that are watching. Those are like the millennials, whatever. It's digital. It's like this new what is this digital? So like that's when you could really skew young. But yeah, I want to see more than just the one token older guy. Like what was the guy in
Glenn.
the overalls? The guy in the overalls.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
remember his name.
Jerry.
No.
No, 2 seasons back.
Oh my God,
the
look at
nice,
his name.
he's like the nice guy.
Yes. You guys remember the guy that was
He was on Nicole's season.
yes, he was on the Cold season, the older guy, the overalls.
overalls.
I remember him. I told you,
Yeah,
I'm
he
blinking
had
on
the
who he is.
beard.
Yeah.
His name wasn't Danny or
Oh,
something else.
Spencer?
No, like he had the big beard. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, he was a nice guy. He was from the country. He had a girlfriend.
Oh, Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah, Donnie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I wasn't thinking the right season. Of course, Donnie.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Donnie.
Yeah.
But just to drop one like a Donnie
Right.
and a Glenn isn't gonna do anything.
Donnie was like, I wake up,
Yes.
I eat a Pop-Tart.
Yes, that's
Did you
good.
watch Donnie's season?
That was good. That's
Well,
good. I like that. That's
He
good.
goes, his introduction, like in the first episode, he's like, I'm just a simple country man. I wake up, I eat a Pop-Tart. And I was like, wait a minute, did anybody else hear that? Every day he wakes up and eats a Pop-Tart.
I felt
Good
so
for
bad
him.
for him.
Modest
because-
man.
I felt so bad because
Finn.
he only had like one change of clothes. I
Yeah.
remember they like gifted him clothes
Yes.
on the show.
Because
Felt
he
bad for
only
him.
had one.
Yeah,
But he was
didn't
America's
bring
favorite.
anything.
I think. Maybe he wasn't American. Yeah, he was.
Now I'm watching on here in the chat room, and people are so divided with Michelle and Paul that like half of them want Paul to shave off his beard, or they half like his beard, half people hated Michelle, people like Michelle. It's really interesting to see on here the difference everybody has in them.
Interesting. But the only complaint about Paul is his beard.
So far, yeah.
Well, listen,
he's
like,
one of the people. He's been very wise. He should have went home. If you think about it, if you want to make a big move, he should have went home.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Because that's a big
Because
part of this week.
Nicole ran things kind of this week because when she showed up, suddenly she was winning competitions and they made her make a choice.
So this is what we were talking about either last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. I forget. What's the best way to win? Is the best way to win to be the best player? Is the best way to win to be the most liked player in the house? Not in terms of like I like your personality, just like I've made simple moves that are not going to get me in the line of fire.
Both.
Because if you can't make it to the final two, are you the best player? Oh, this was last week because Maddie was here. And what I think is like Nicole did something where I don't think Nicole made a big move this week, but I think Nicole made a good move this week. And I think those are often two separate things in the Big Brother house. Because had they taken the shot and gotten rid of Paul, it would have been them getting rid of a better player. However, I think she would have been the target next week.
I do
In
agree.
which case, maybe that wouldn't have been a good move. It's really tough. Like what I want to see at home is very different than what I would want to do in the house, I think.
Oh, God,
I get
yes.
that. See, I'm not a fan of Nicole. I want to see her get out. So I was rooting for her to go after Paul or Victor. So because I knew that she would just be next by default. Because no one else is going to turn on each other at that point.
Right.
So I was like, good, make that mistake, get thrown out. But
Like you say, Michelle was right. You need to separate these couples, so to speak. I'll say Victor and Paul are a couple, so to speak. You need to separate them. Corey and Nicole are going to take them, and they're going. It's like Nicole should have made a big move and said, okay, put Paul and Victor up at the same time, and let them go home.
At the same time, though, the way she did it, she's got both sides of the house in her corner.
She did.
So it could serve her, it could not serve her, but I think that it was a safer move for her game.
Oh, easily.
And I think at this point, if we're talking about who is most likely to win, I think it's Nicole. Like I think there are better players in the house, but I think Nicole is the most agreeable person and has the best chance of making it to the end.
Well, Victor too, I think at this point.
I love Victor.
I give
But I
Victor
think
credit.
Victor is too much of a
He's a
threat.
threat. But I'm almost saying that people do kind of like him though. Still, it's kind of weird. He's been in the house 3 times. Like he's kind of he even won me over a little bit. Kind of like fellow Puerto Rican. But he kind of won me over a little bit. But he's a huge threat.
He's definitely won me over. Especially, did you see the way he reacted to his parents last night?
Yeah, that was adorable.
I started crying
Paul,
when him
too.
and Paul were crying.
Yeah,
because
me
you
too.
could see the genuine love he had for his family.
There's been so much talk about the stupid shit Donald Trump's saying about like minorities, and he had that immigration speech this week, and I was just like, Donald Trump needs to watch that package of Victor's family. I was like, there's so much goddamn love in that family, and I know like
love
that
each other.
shouldn't have to, like of course it's not like that's a new idea for most sane people in this world.
I don't think that would get through to Donald Trump, though. I, don't
I
think
was
he
just watching
thinks
that
in kind
huge
of
family
way.
sitting on the couch, sitting on the floor, standing up because there wasn't enough room. I was just like, God, this is a loving family. And yeah, it just made me like Victor even more.
It's very
and I
Puerto
will
Rican.
say, I normally believe that if you get voted out of the house, it's going to be hard for you to win. But I think Victor should probably win because he is a fighter.
Between
He's a comeback hero.
him and
Comeback
Paul,
kid.
between him and Paul, I think Paul really has played a smart game.
Yeah, I agree.
He should have been home months ago, but he's still in. Paul is still in. Paul, they had a chance to get. He's a big threat too.
And
they had many chances.
he's got
to get rid of him.
Yes.
he's got people in the house who still like him,
I
which
know.
is crazy.
It's
to me.
crazy.
Yeah.
From how he began, you guys. Remember when you guys did not like him? I've always was like, yes, I like
Didn't
Paul.
like Paul, didn't like Victor.
Right? Is that
Yeah,
funny?
I didn't like either of them at
Isn't that
all.
funny? And those two better than Corey and Nicole winning. I want Corey to win. He's not doing nothing. I don't want
Corey
Corey.
should
Wait.
absolutely not win this game.
I gotta say though,
100%.
the 1 billion thing was really smart yesterday.
No, it was smart.
Or 2
It was
days
smart.
ago.
Can we talk about Corey's family and how his mom has his same vapid expression?
Yeah, and his sister looks like him with the
Scary.
wig, and that massive
The
dog
dog.
was laying on their lap. I was like, I'm sorry, that is not a lap dog.
I just don't. I look
Hi,
at him.
Corey.
I look at him and I do not believe that he should still be there. I don't believe he should have been cast. I don't think he deserves to be there because I'm not seeing
I
him
don't
doing
know. I mean,
I'm not. I'm just.
They made him into.
I made an early decision that I was not gonna like him, so I just don't.
but I thought the 1 billion thing in the veto competition was really, really smart.
No, it was smart. No, it was smart.
I mean, because what he did is he protected Nicole.
We're 80 days in. He's done one thing smart. All right.
No, you're absolutely right.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm more goofing on
You're
him.
absolutely right, but it's
Yeah.
not just that, because he now is starting to play this game, and
Yes.
maybe too little, too late. But the bribe I thought was smart
Oh, yeah,
last
bribe,
night.
yes.
Wait,
Because
was
that
last
solidified
night
the
or night
relationship.
before?
I think it was
It was
last
a little
night.
anticlimactic though, because it wasn't really any. I don't know.
I was just
wanted
happy
to
for
see it.
Victor.
I'm used to like the Gina Marie's in the final two. You know, I'm used to these people
Oh,
who didn't
yeah,
do anything,
sure.
or the Liz's, and I don't
Yes.
think Corey falls into that category. I think he's
No,
making
Liz did
small
more than
moves.
Corey. I think she won more competitions at the very least.
Yeah, I just thought she was a.
She was also HO. Yeah, she was a snooze
Maybe
fest,
I just
but-
want Corey in my bed. When he came
Oh,
out to the
why
bed,
do you want him in your bed? What a like he'll just lay there and be a starfish.
What's funny on here talking about, so we were like,
Maybe
is
I like a
Victor cute or
starfish.
not? They're trying to figure it out. I think he is kind of cute. I was trying to figure it out too. I think he's kind of cute.
Vic, you know what?
Nice
He's one of
body.
those ones who, unlike Polly, he grows on you.
He could cut his hair.
The more you look at him, the more cute he gets, and the more you see his heart revealed, the better he gets.
Yeah,
See,
he
that's why-
cleans
that's
himself up. You know, if he really,
Yeah.
good haircut.
Well, did you see
Yeah.
the picture of him when his beard
Yeah.
is shaven?
Yeah.
That was a very attractive man.
Yes.
we are objectifying all the males today, and
Oh,
I
who
love
cares?
it.
Because we can.
Throw the love around.
Well, that's because we can. Someone said these morons think that Puerto Ricans are the same Mexicans. Who's saying that out there? I hope they're not. All
No, no,
Latinos
no.
are different.
Is he saying that?
No, I'm
because
saying
of what I
that's
said?
he's saying. I guess people out there were saying that out there. People were saying that.
Or maybe because I said the comment about.
What did you really?
I don't. Let
I'm
me
half Puerto Rican, so I know they're different. So
let me
like,
address
well,
this. Let me address this. If that comment is to me, I am not an idiot, and I know that Mexicans and Puerto Ricans are two very different types of people.
Perhaps it was the Donald Trump thing, just the relation, that mention.
I did mention the
taken the wrong way
immigration
by-
speech.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I believe that everybody belongs in the United States of America because guess what? That's what makes our country a beautiful nation.
Melting pot.
Yes. I have to mention just. I'm gonna flip from the beginning. I just love seeing Day so much. I'm so sad that she couldn't last longer. That her and Zaki had to hold hands and jump off the competition.
I was disappointed by that.
I was like, come on, girl.
I expected it though.
I did too.
You know what? She's
Did anyone think she was gonna win?
no.
No.
And listen, I gotta say, you can like Day all you want, but it doesn't mean she's a good Big Brother player.
That's true.
No.
That's
Great
true.
personality, amazing
Oh, yeah,
personality.
he's- oh, I
He's
know.
such smart commentary. But
Here's my thing with that, though. To get back into the house, they already have the battle back. They had an endurance comp. Now with this, I thought they should have done something that it could have been anyone's game. I really don't think they should have had an endurance comp to get back in from the jury, because who do you think is going to get back in? It's going to be either Paul. Like I thought Paulie was for sure just going to get back in.
I thought he might too, and I was like, don't get back
Yeah,
in.
but like do something a little bit more like that counting competition or something else
Yes.
that you had to use your brain.
Yes,
Something
I
like
love
counting,
those.
even like in the house. Like name the competition, like in the first person, like the names the competition. What they did was kind of like it was like it was a double. It was HOH and the return. It was kind of cheap to me.
I agree with you. Like they just do it all together at
That's
once.
a good
It
point.
should have been a separate thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, if you stay the longest, you become HOH and you get back in. I'm like, well, I don't know, but she's great TV. Day is great TV. I just say for me, I just love seeing her and her comments are always priceless.
Oh, absolutely.
She's a great commentator.
Yeah, I always want her to do
She gave
more
up.
as a player.
she gives up
Yes, she
too
gives up.
easily.
She gives
I
up.
agree.
She needs to build her confidence when it comes to playing Big Brother.
Yep.
And maybe life. Because usually anything that we do in life transforms into the other areas, Like if you have this problem in one area, it's also present in the other area.
Day needs to be a better player than she is
I agree.
because she's not a good competitor. And you don't have to be a good competitor to do well on Big
that's
Brother.
true, too.
You do not, honey.
Yeah.
You don't.
you gotta win something every once in a while if you're gonna win the game.
No, I disagree.
Necessarily.
Dr. Will won like a minuscule amount of competitions.
It's true.
And he's
He
regarded as
wasn't.
one of the best.
Yeah, he wasn't a
Yeah,
tough
but-
competitor. He wasn't.
I don't
When
agree
you're
with that
looking
at all,
them as a
actually.
profile, I'm just like, if you just kind of show up.
I think
it's
there are
part- it's
many
like,
different
there's
ways.
many different things, parts of the game. There's many layers. I just feel like
Layer
if
cake.
you're not gonna try to win anything, then what's the point?
Because I think people
Just go
use
on a
that
game show.
as a strategy. No, I disagree with that. I actually think that, like, for example, I was thinking about this last night. if I was in the Big Brother house, I would want to be nominated. And here's why. Because I don't want to be one of those players who has to make a decision as HOH that looks bad, right? So if you're nominated, you can always say you can win the week, you can be fine, you can get, yourself off the block or whatever. And the next time, or when you become HOH, you now have ammo in your back pocket.
You nominated me.
Yep.
It's just a decision on the game.
But it's like we were saying though, like as part of like her not wanting to like win these things, it's just part of the Big Brother experience. Like it's part of the game. Like to me, it's like you got to step up.
Yeah,
at least
I mean,
make an effort, try.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
You know, I don't know. Maybe she.
And I
thought she
agree-
could
and
just
I
do
agree
the
on that.
Memory ones. I don't know.
You're talking about Day?
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with
I
you.
agree.
It's part of the experience. If you're gonna be on the show, you're gonna do it for
But
two seasons.
I think
like,
she wanted to make an effort, but there's something inside of her that holds her back from that. And this is like a
too bad,
deeper
yeah.
psychological issue.
Yeah, deep dive into Day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's like, she taught my niece cheerleading, so like I know her personally, and like she's a person who can actually do things, but on the show she's just not really performing. I don't really get it.
No, she's
We're
an
rooting for
incredible
you.
person. I just
We're
want her
pulling
to
for
have
her,
more gusto.
Yeah.
Well, it's sad that I know who's the new HOH. I happen to see it.
Thank God I haven't, because
Yes,
God knows my
like I
track
said,
record isn't fantastic
Yes.
with not revealing
Yeah,
that.
so I'm like, oh my god, it's just kind of crazy. But and they also that day they showed they showed Victor's family for sure, and more of that. So that's kind of great. I love Puerto Rico. It's a great country, great territory here for U.S. My family's there. It's just a beautiful place, and they showed part of it. I'm just like, you should go. I want to go back there when I was watching that. I was proud. I was proud to see a network show that focused on something other than white, black, Asian. It's like no Puerto Rican. That's something. It's nice to see something Latin
Yeah.
on TV.
And
Natalie,
something like
too.
specific. Like,
Yeah, very
I think a lot of
specific.
times like TV in general tends to classify all Latinos together. So it's cool to see that specific culture highlighted.
I think it's great. It's a great culture, great food. I had some tostones.
What is
the other
Puerto
day.
Rican food?
Ooh, tostones is so good. It's like these banana plantains and you fry them. I eat it with ketchup. I know it's probably sacrilege, but they're so good.
Whatever.
Oh my god, do a lot of peas and rice.
Peas?
Yeah, peas, very peas and beans. Oh my god.
Peas and beans and rice.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. Oh my god, I love it. It's a great food. But I just love that they did a lot more. I see this week they did a lot more personal stuff. They showed the have-not stuff. We get to find out. I wrote these down.
That was bizarre.
They also out of nowhere they tried to show
weird segment.
The
squid
squid,
stuff.
and then they were like, "Oh yeah, and here's what we did the
Yeah, I'm
past couple
sorry,
weeks."
I
I was
wrote,
like,
I wrote it down. He said they also
okay.
had corned beef and hash browns one time, which sounds good. They had beans and baguettes, trail mix and marshmallows.
"But was that
They had sunflowers
was that
on week
to
2.
serve
Yeah.
any sort of plot point in this episode?"
I don't know.
I
It's
think they
was
just want to
there.
be like, hey, we've been doing this. You might have thought we stopped doing it, but actually we've been doing
Okay.
it the whole
Those are weird.
time.
Cool.
They
If
still-
they have an extra 5 minutes, I want to see the jury house.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Me too. Me too. I agree.
I thought that was a sore point of this week that they didn't give us any updates.
Yeah, Cherry House.
And you know we love that jury house this year.
But they didn't know like how these people become haves and have-nots. Now, of course, this recent HOH competition, there was a highlighted
Yeah,
here's how you can not be it. But yeah, I mean, it's like that's great that these
Yeah.
people ate all these things that
All
we
these
didn't see.
squids.
But how did they get there?
So now,
Who's
how
the
are we
difference?
feeling about James? I mean, there's a lot of going back and forth in here about James because is he a horrible player? Is he a good player? Is he just hanging on to Natalie?
James is a fine player.
Okay, he
he's
said
not
it.
doing anything that is deserving of a win.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, his word means nothing.
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
Like really, I mean,
You know.
what huge moves has he made in this game?
oh, never. I mean, even I'm thinking the last game, he thinks he made big moves.
Time to
Remember
make
the-
some big moves.
Yeah, remember he's like, time to stop playing big baby.
And that's the thing you can't get. Like you really cannot get. You cannot get by on just like being a funny guy who pops out a trash can.
And he's not
I
that funny
agree.
this year.
No.
Unless they're just editing him poorly.
They're
but-
like James is content with being second.
Exactly.
well, and if
well,
that's
then-
your truth, then fine.
I
Just
think
own it.
Natalie's playing a better game than James.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
so too.
And here's the thing. Here's what I don't understand about him. He was in a pretty good position, and I feel like his alliance sort of, slipped away from him. And I just wonder why he didn't build more bonds to solidify that alliance, especially because last week we had Natalie in charge.
Yep, and that happened to him last season too. Remember who he paired up with Meg and with Day, and all those people slowly disappeared, and he was like the last man standing from that alliance that he kind of led. And yeah, I don't know, maybe it's like end of game fatigue. I don't know, but yeah, you're gonna latch on to the next person if you're gonna replace that one person with a new person.
Like, we're talking about how Corey didn't do anything, but at least Corey this week used Nicole to his advantage and also strengthened their alliance for the next week and the week after, for the weeks that they might not be HOH. I don't think James did that last week when Natalie was HOH.
Can we talk about the fact that he wanted Corey to use the bribe on him so he could throw the HOH competition?
He was ready to do it. He said,
What was that about?
He's like, he didn't care. He's like, just give me the money. Yeah. See, people in here are saying, this is to your point, Lauren, people in here are saying what I'm thinking too, that he wants to be America's favorite player again. Just win a couple, $25,000.
Well, not going to happen.
And he'll be good. He'll be good to go.
Well,
they're saying the same thing in here too, like I think.
That's what I was thinking too with the 5,000.
Yeah,
like he's just
money.
going for small right now.
Just collect money.
Well, he's allegedly has a very big ego and thinks very highly of himself, and he views himself as that America's favorite player. That's like a big thing on his shoulders that he likes to promote. Apparently, even outside of the house. So
how do you know that?
I heard different things, read different things.
Me too. I've heard things too. Yeah,
I met him and he was very nice.
Did you meet him?
I'm sure it wasn't an
you
outright
did?
At the
ass,
cast
but
party, he
he
told Maddie she had luscious lips.
Oh, okay. All right.
He may be very nice, but also you can have a big ego.
That's true,
I
too.
mean, it's like likely either way.
Nice big
But-
ego.
I'm nice, but I'm a bitch who loves myself.
But Paul is gonna get that. Paul is gonna get that favorite player.
Yeah.
And this is my prediction.
Oh, you think Paul can get it? Oh, okay. I like Paul to get it, I guess. I think
Why
He's
didn't
gonna
he win
really-
it? Why
he's
didn't he
gonna
win
go-
a care package?
I don't know why.
Yeah, why
Why
he get
did
a
the
care
people
package?
who won care packages
manipulated.
win them?
Yeah, I know.
I think it was
America
very
Vote, he said.
manipulated.
These manipulation.
I do. Because if the people, looking back at who's won them, it affected.
Like, why Corey?
But if it
Who
was
likes Corey?
manipulated, but if it was a producer manipulated thing, they would have given it to Paul.
Which one this time?
Or last
Any
time.
of it. Yeah, like he would have won one.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's a producer favorite.
How do you see that?
Because Paul is painted in a very good light on the show. Paul is getting a really good edit.
Actually, yes.
That's why I
yes.
think he's going to win
Recently.
the favorite player.
Yeah.
But maybe he also makes it easy to edit him.
Yeah.
Like there are
Oh,
some
no.
people, because now that I'm doing some editing myself.
What are you editing?
Well, just conversations with Maria Menounos on Sirius XM. Stars.
Good plug.
But there are some people, like guests that we have on the show, that make it a lot easier
sure.
to edit
I agree
down
with
a
you.
best of because they're just better
Right,
guests.
right. I
You
get
know?
that.
So
I agree
that
with that.
it could be a twofold system.
Oh, and remember when Michelle ran out with Pablo?
I know, she did. And she threw it
Oh,
down.
I didn't know that it had a
She
name.
was a messy
They
little
said
girl.
Paul got pissed
me.
inside that Pablo was gone, but he gave it back to him, apparently.
You know what was funny? For me, when she does, she's like, this is for the fans.
Yes.
It's like, okay, calm down.
That was her inner monologue.
And she has zero chill, and also, like, she's a mess. Like, she was just scraping her way out of that house last night, and I loved it. I loved every second.
Derek Beasley, my cousin.
Cool.
She has so
I know.
much time.
You're a
Why
terrible
didn't
player.
you look at yourself in the mirror late at night and just compose your thoughts? If you're gonna tear down people's games, which she
Right.
would love to have that
Yeah.
notion
Yeah.
of doing that sort of thing, make it clear. Use your time
I think
wisely.
they get nervous. Do you remember Chelsea season 9? She was like, before she got evicted, went through and like dragged everybody in the house, and she was like slurring words and like stumbling because I think she was nervous.
Oh.
At that point, what the hell do you have to lose? Nervous. You're walking out the door. Yeah, I get it, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be.
Well, everybody here's just saying, like, people were texting me. They were saying, like, Vic and Paul. I mean, Victor may win the America's favorite player.
Yeah, he might.
I give
I
him
vote
points.
for him.
It's
I give him
likely.
points. He is a beast like Janelle was, who's my favorite of all time. He's winning things to stay in this goddamn game.
And people love a comeback.
They
story.
do. They do. It's very true. And I think, like I said, Janelle won all those competitions in a row to stay. They wanted her out, and she stayed in. I fall for it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
I'm
you
in.
know what? Then on the flip side, it's like, well, they kept getting him out. Like, he's been evicted the most, so
Right.
does he deserve to win?
Right.
It's really tough.
It is tough.
But he could win America's favorite player, no problem.
You could, yeah, easily.
NP.
MP.
No problem.
No problem.
So I'll talk about the kiss. The
Did you
kiss.
want to watch Big Brother?
Oh, yeah.
Kiss.
The kiss. Everybody's saying talk about the kiss.
Yeah, Michelle and Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Oh, the right. I'm
Kiss.
like looking. I'm
was-
thinking of the couples.
It was
Yeah.
more smooth.
Oh, the kiss of death. I was like, wait, I was expecting like a romantic.
Yeah,
one.
no,
Didn't look
Yeah.
scary.
They look scary.
I thought it was kind of lame.
Yeah, I
There
have
you go.
very few
It's
thoughts
funny.
about it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There you go. After last night's package, Vic is the top contender for AFP. So you think Victor's a top contender? I can see
I
it,
think
actually.
so too.
I can see
Because
it.
he really tugged at those little heartstrings.
Well, for me, what's interesting is, all the characters, the players at the beginning, they gave us like, this is the characters, this is what they do. Michelle hates fat people, and so likes this, and Corey's this hot baseball player. But this whole season, they didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, no, those
None of
things
them.
never
Michelle
match.
loves fat
They
people.
never match.
Yeah, whatever. It's
She's
like,
got pictures of them all over her room.
exactly. It never worked out that way. It's like she became the crying, sad Meech. He became
Yeah.
a sad sack that really didn't do nothing.
How was
except-
Paul introduced? Do you remember? I don't.
As like a rocker,
like a
bad
rocker,
boy.
bad boy.
Yeah.
With a loud mouth.
Well, loudmouth, sure, but he's not a rocker bad boy.
Not
He's a little
really.
teddy bear with a bunch of
Yeah.
tattoos.
Exactly.
And a huge beard.
Yeah, that was like 2 seasons back when they had that Joey. She was the first
Joey
one evicted.
Fatone.
No, but she was put in there as the outrageous liberal, and they never had like a political discussion. Like,
Me
it
being
made
liberal
no
again.
difference.
When
Yeah.
she was a
It made
moron.
no difference. That character, that brush they painted her with. It's so stupid.
They're like saying, okay, I was just true. This is allegedly, I'm seeing on here. A bunch of people are mentioning this. Was Meech stealing people's stuff? Apparently.
Stealing?
Their stuff and trying to sell on eBay. Stuff like that. People are saying she's taking their stuff in the house.
She's a mess.
She's
And she
crazy.
was? That's crazy. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Wait,
And
y'all.
eBay.
I know.
I can't wait to get her in here. And I mean that as a
I
compliment.
know.
Like,
I'd love to get her. I'd love to get her
like
in here.
if she was here, I would tell her, I'd be like, you were a messy bitch, but I love you.
Because everybody in general is saying this was a boring week.
Oh, really?
They're
I
saying
disagree.
boring. I don't think it was boring.
I agree.
Oh, he agrees. I don't think it was boring, but this wasn't super exciting.
It's one of the first times I've laughed out loud really
too.
hard.
I laughed out loud,
When
too.
the circular motion of Meech losing it
Oh,
on her
me
bed. I know
too.
we've talked about it a couple times, but like that was golden to me.
Yeah, I know.
I think for me, I find it boring because there's certain people on there that I just don't care to keep following. I'm
How
just kind of
about-
tired of that.
How
Oh,
about the
I
way
think
they're
it's a
editing
great
Corey?
final six.
Really?
How about the
Yes.
way they
And
were
I'm
editing
usually
Corey?
bummed by this point.
Yeah.
I
With
love it. I
the
love it.
veto. How about the way they edited Corey for the veto?
Yeah.
When he was
Oh,
like
yeah.
daydreaming,
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
about
like,
the reindeer.
Oh, it's Christmas.
I thought that was
I mean,
so
he's an
It
funny.
was
idiot.
funny. It was
Yeah,
funny.
he's exactly as he appears.
Yes, I think he is. I don't know. Michelle admitted to Natalie on the live feeds, and Natalie just ignored it or something. They said this. People say this week was good. Some say it was predictable. Hot mess. It was obvious week.
Yes, I agree the week was predictable, but I enjoyed it.
But I thought
for
that,
many different reasons.
there is some fun things happening.
Yeah.
The editing was great. We got to see more of the characters, more of the weird things
We
happening
did.
in
No,
the house.
I liked it. I said we saw the
got to
families
see the
this week.
battle
We saw. I
back,
love
like-
that. I love that stuff. I said this before on the show. I miss the human aspect of the show.
Right.
It's like it's all. I love competitions. I love all that stuff, but I want to see the human stuff.
And I think that's why I know it was totally out of place to have the squid and,
Yeah.
and the slop, but I think that's why they did it. To be like, hey, listen, the things that you like, they're still here. Look.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I love squid.
The show,
time.
The show
I love
was,
calamari.
the show was edited so tightly in the beginning, and now it's starting. There's some little bit more room where we can see. Like a couple of weeks ago, they did the showing of the HOH room.
Yes.
Like they're
Yes.
finally like making space for some of these things.
Yeah.
I wish they
It's
showed
alright.
the jury house, though. Like, they should do a live feed of the
know.
jury house.
Or a special jury house episode
I know.
on a Friday. Do these Fridays? Do a jury house episode.
I don't know why they don't do something for all access. They've got
Yeah.
Jeff there. Just go in there, sit down by that pool, and just catch up with them. Each week, someone new is coming in, so you can get the reaction from
Yep.
everybody.
Or just put a camera on
People
Polly
want to
and
see it.
Zakiya.
Yeah, they do want to see it actually. You're right. You got Jeff Schroeder who does stuff for them. Yeah,
I mean, it'd be very easy to do, even if it's
Shreds.
not live. That's what you could put on instead of
Shreds.
the fish. You know what I mean? Like, so
That's
when,
true.
when they're on these long breaks, they're doing these comps or whatever, they're doing the nominations. Put that stuff in there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
I agree.
Put in a couple jurors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nine.
So we have a couple weeks left, I think. Basically, don't we? A couple episodes.
20 days.
20
12,
days.
19 days
19
now.
days.
Yeah.
Does it seem longer this season or no? Is it shorter this season? I mean, does it seem the normal?
I think we went through the end of September last time.
Yeah, I think so,
So,
too.
Yeah.
seems right.
No, seems right. Okay, so it's good. What do we? I mean, like, so I already kind of have an idea. I already know who has HOH.
Well,
which I didn't
why
know.
don't we do predictions as if we didn't?
Yes, let's do that.
No.
Let's do that, guys.
Good, because I don't. I'm going to do it just like that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Your
Me
AfterBuzz
too.
TV predictions.
Before I looked, I made a prediction. Said I'm going to bring it to AfterBuzz TV
okay.
predictions tomorrow after Sir Richard Wentworth gives me that lovely introduction.
Yes.
And here was my prediction. I think Paul is going to win the chicken competition. And I think James and Natalie are toast. I think one of them is going to go home this week. Even if one of them wins the veto, I think anybody who is replaced will not go home.
Oh.
I agree with that.
But that was, I don't know. I mean, that was
We
before.
don't know who's going home, obviously. We don't know who's going home, but I agree with you that.
Well, I thought Natalie looked like she was doing a really good job with the eggs. So
What
I'm
I
gonna
said is
guess Natalie.
What I said is no spoilers.
That's
just so
fine.
you know. I said that to my roommate last night.
It's a hard competition though too. That whole thing on the outside, I'm like, ooh.
This is one
Well,
that really gives me anxiety.
Yes, me too.
I am rooting for Natalie, but I think it's time for James to go. And
Yeah, James.
I'd like to see Corey go, but that's not
No, he's with
likely
Nicole.
Who do
gonna
you
happen
think's
at
gonna
all.
win though?
You never know. I don't know.
I know, this
To me,
show.
this competition is the most least exciting to watch on television. The chicken wire, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we've had so many great, big, over-the-top, like, last week's HOH was really cool, you know, with the water and all that. This is just kind of like we're literally just, like, watching these people.
You know, we should throw some water on them while
one
they do it.
at a time. Then they throw down, like, the
You should
stuffed
put
birds.
some water on those chickens.
You know, they lower the birds.
Yes.
And, like,
Lower the water.
If you like
I like
water,
some water.
if you're excited about water, you should go to Universal Studios Hollywood because literally every ride
That's their
splashes
one
with
effect.
water.
Like, they don't know how to do anything else there. They're just like, and here's the big effect. Bam, water. in
And
your
while you're there,
face.
take a tour with John.
With John. That's right.
James Lott Jr., what's your predict?
I think that James and Natalie are going to be put up because I don't know this at all. If this is happening or not. They're going to be put up, and I think James is going. I think Natalie's going to stay.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I think James. I think people are getting tired of James.
I don't know though because Natalie wins.
I know she
Well,
does.
won
What?
Wait, what?
She won
competitions.
competitions.
Oh, okay.
James
Okay.
really win. I mean,
I thought you were pulling a Lauren.
No, no, ma'am.
Well, folks, that was your Big Brother week. So we'll be back next week, of course, to talk about the penultimate week of Big Brother. I can't believe it's happening already. The summer's over.
Oh,
But first,
Back to school.
back to school. At first, Grant, tell them where they can find you.
You guys can find me over on Twitter at Grants__rants and on my original show coming to Bid Chat later this month.
what?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh,
Grants,
congratulations.
Grants Rants is existing and it's moving in a new form.
Congratulations.
That's fun.
Yes, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
You can follow me at Lauren LoGrasso on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And then I'm trying to build up the Snapchat thing. So I'm still at LoLoGro on there. LOLOLOGRO.
Lives on. I like
I
that.
lose, lives on.
You guys can follow me at Adora Borealis. Just kidding, but that Twitter handle does exist,
exist,
because
it does.
Rachel Riley's daughter has a fucking
Good night.
She's got
Twitter.
great opposable
You can
thumbs.
find me at Jonny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram, and also you can find me on Snapchat at JontyJip, JIP.
And I'm James Lott Jr., and you can follow me at James Lott Jr., where all James Lott Jrs are sold. And, of course, I'm on Snapchat, too, under Black Rican LA.
Ooh.
That's right.
Black Rican?
I'm Black and Puerto Rican.
Oh, I thought it was like
Okay,
Rican, like
Yeah,
you
I
reek.
thought so too.
No!
James is
Like
Rican.
Reek on Game of
It's
Thrones.
a weekend.
James is not Rican. He smells good.
Thank you.
Like
It
flowers.
should be.
A big one.
Like sunflowers.
I'm on Snapchat.
We love you guys.
something.
Thank you guys.
Big flowers.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
But first, see you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.